and welcome to the Marine and Coastal Ecology Research Center's YouTube channel, Ocean Smarts and Whale Farts. I am Sierra, and today I am talking with our very own Dr. MacKay, and we recently posted a video expressing that we have internship opportunities, so today I'm catching up with her and we're going to get the lowdown on what sort of opportunities we have. So with that being said, Dr. MacKay, if you want to go ahead.
Thanks, Sierra, for making all the videos. I really want to thank you for doing that first. I'm having a lot of fun watching the videos you do. I just want to add a little something to the video that you did for internships and kind of give people an idea of what we have available. The first thing I do want to say, though, is if people don't see an internship and they have an interest that has anything to do with what we do at MCERC, they're welcome to propose an idea. And these internships that we're going to talk about really quickly today are designed specifically around COVID-19 and all the challenges that everybody's having with that. So a lot of the internships are available to do remotely. And as you know, because you've been with MCERC now for a while, you started off as an intern and now you're a research assistant because you've worked your way through the internship and have really learned a lot of skills, and you're at an elevated point. And that's open to other people as well. There's always a possibility that when you do an internship with us, to keep going as long as it's a good fit for, and you're, whoever does our internship, are continuously learning. That's the goal, is always to make sure that all of interns and research assistants continually learn and build skills. So having kind of explained that, there are distance learning internships that are robust. I think you'll agree that we've gotten pretty good at making sure that our communication is good and that you guys are getting a lot out of it. Do you feel that way?
Oh yeah, very much. We've had a great support group, and yeah, I never feel like I have to go too long without getting a hold of someone if I'm freaking out over anything, which our other thing is no stress.
Thank you. That's our number one rule here, no stress. So we work together, and you have a great support system within the RAs together. You guys are now mentoring the interns that we have, so that will continue. You'll be very involved with any new interns that we have. Mm-hmm. And so if it's an online internship that people are doing, there will be tasks that they'll learn at the beginning, and they'll use the Education Hub. We'll use Zoom as a learning platform. We've got all kinds of stuff set up with Microsoft Office in the cloud that we can work together. We have folders, we touch base, we have meetings no less than weekly, and then that's with a faculty member, and then all of you meet in addition to that. So there's a lot of support for online learning. Nobody should hesitate to send in an application. We're not going to ask anybody's grade point average. That's not part of the process. Whether or not somebody fits in is whether or not they have an interest in what we do, and that the faculty and the research assistants feel like we can offer something that will help build their skills. And so having said that, there are also internships that are locally in actually my office here in Spring Hill, Florida. We have COVID-19 protocol, so anybody that gets matched for an interview, those will come up and we'll talk more about those. So we do follow the science when it comes to COVID-19, but there are some things you can only do in the office. So I would like to tell you about what we have available, and Sierra, you can feel free to chime in on any of this because some of these you're involved in. Right now, you and some of the other research assistants are in the middle of writing 2 publications. You're helping me author 2 publications. So I'm really proud that I have rock stars on our team. I think we're all really happy about that. But if people have graduated or they're in the process of going through a marine biology program, something related to that, marine ecology, coastal ecology, even wildlife ecology, they might be a good fit. Or if they're looking towards doing something like media, which is your interest, both media and marine biology, web design, the topics will always be related to what we do, but it's not limited to just doing marine biology, marine science type of things. Mm-hmm. So we're very welcoming for people to be able to kind of say, gee, I noticed that MCERC has this going on and I sort of would like to do both, propose it. So having said that, we do have media internships going where people can learn how to design a website by working on our website. There's always things to do. And we're in the middle of a big refresh on our website. And then the YouTube channel that you do, if I'm not mistaken, you're also putting together an advertisement for your own intern to mentor, correct?
So in my area, there's a few different possibilities. There's obviously editing for YouTube, recording, just doing that sort of reaching out and networking to professionals, building your own sort of professional presence online too, to be able to make those connections. So yeah.
Good skills, really good skills. And of course, our topics are science-based. So everybody who does them, including you, does research on the topic or learns from the people you interview. So I want to encourage people that if that's an interest that they have, by all means, don't think that just because you're applying for an internship that it's limited to just the science. But having said that, we also have internships on malacology, so seashells and the organisms that go with that. There's a spectacular seashell collection that I have. So there's things that can be done remotely and also an internship if they come into the office to identify and catalog and learn how to actually do that kind of thing for science in a very organized science-based way. We have projects always going on for cetaceans, so whales, dolphins, and porpoises, where we have data that's already collected that needs to be organized. We have literature searches, which it's really funny because I think you'll agree, when most people say, oh, we're going to do a literature search, they think it's going to be dry and boring, but it's very addictive to start getting into things, especially I think the way our team teaches that skill. We have programs that we do. We have teaching, so there's course development. So we do killer whales. We do humpback whales. Those are our primary research projects that we do, along with some dolphin work that we have. We also build apps. So if there's anybody who's interested in learning how to build an app, we've gotten really good at using apps to be able to collect data in the field so that it's standardized. And then if somebody comes into an internship, and everybody starts with an internship. Nobody starts with a research assistant position, because we want to make sure there's a good fit in the team and that the commitment is there over the long term. Research assistants really are a long-term type thing. Where internships, the commitment is usually aligned with a semester in university or the summer session, whatever part of the world they're in. So anybody would start with an internship and really get involved assisting in projects that are already underway. But apps are one of those things that we use in a lot of our research projects. So we still have a few things we're developing apps for that are pretty exciting. Did I forget anything? Because you know how this works as well as anybody.
Something that I forgot to mention kind of on my end, another thing for teaching if someone is interested in is social media, because being a social media presence is a huge time commitment. Yeah, so social media, if social media is someone's thing, we would love to see a social media person.
I think that's great, because that person really puts out those little blurbs about things that are super interesting. So when you do social media posts, you get to pick what's really cool and just let people respond to that, and people really do like to respond to that. And learning how to network is super important, so that's good. We do some manatee projects, so that's another big thing that Annabelle is working on right now, another one of our research assistants. So there's all those things. The application is not hard to do. It's something that you mentioned in the first video, where people can go to the main website, and there's a link to the Education Hub through the main website. So if they go to the main website for MCERC and they click on the Education Hub link, then once they get in there, if they don't already have a free account, it takes no time at all to set one up, connected to your email address. And then they can go into the section that's open right at the front of the page and scroll down. If you're on your phone, if you're on your computer, it should show up, and it will be open for enrollment is the section. And they'll be able to see right away, click on Internship Application. All the instructions will be clearly printed right on there. It'll be pretty tough to miss if you can get that far. And once you have a free application, a free account, anybody can scroll through what's visible right now. Some of the things are kind of hidden because with COVID, we pulled back some programs in the field that we felt should wait. but it's a good idea to see what's going on. So follow the directions, and I can't emphasize enough, follow the directions during the application. And then as they roll in, then the research assistants do the first review of the application to see who's a good fit. And after the first review of the application, then you do the first interviews. You and the other research assistants will do the first interviews. That lets people relax and kind of ask those questions that they might not be as comfortable asking faculty about. And you can let them know how this all works and how they get to where we want to get. There are minimum commitments for hours, but we also understand that people have to work for a living, or they might be in school full time. So you do have to graduate high school to be able to do an internship. However, if there's somebody who's a junior or a senior in high school, so it's 11th or 12th year for people that are not in the United States, and they need volunteer hours, then they can also volunteer to be part of MCERC and get those really important volunteer hours for their college applications. Again, it doesn't have to be marine biology, because volunteer hours in any organization, we are a 501c3 IRS non-profit in the United States. That's referred to as a charity in other countries. So if there is somebody that needs volunteer hours for their college application, then they are also welcome to put in an application and do that with us, and we can see if we have a good match for them as well.
And that could be a double whammy too, because it will give them their service hours and also kind of give them an idea of maybe something they might be interested in doing in college.
It's a great point. Yeah. One of the biggest perks of doing this with us is that you get to take some of the courses free. So we're not doing a whole lot of courses right now online. Field courses would not be part of that. But for instance, our CV course, where we actually teach people how to write that important email to connect, how to formulate your resume or your CV, and how to write that letter of interest so that you'll get people to pay attention and be able to have a conversation. That applies for grad school applications as well. And if you're part of our MCERC family, you certainly get to participate in those.
I believe we've hit all the nails on the head today. If I were coming into it, that was pretty much all the rundown that I would have wanted and everything too. Also, I just want to say, I remember when I applied for this internship position, I was doing my letter of interest and what I was interested in, my career goals and everything. And it was actually a really exciting time for me. And to hear back from you, I was just like, that's probably one of the biggest highlights in my last few years, was just meeting you and being part of this team and having this opportunity and just seeing myself grow and like growing with everyone too. So, I mean, if I've been here for almost a year and it's an internship to RA position, it's unpaid, but just I love it so much that, you know, it says something, I think, a lot about you and the organization and the team and just how great it is. And I definitely encourage people to apply.
Thank you for that. You know, the goal is to really, we spend a lot of time talking to you at the beginning, and everybody who comes in and trying to match what your interests are. There's not a lot of point in having you do something that you just don't want to do. So with you wanting to combine the science with the media, it was fun to kind of put you into that position and watch you take it over, because we do give you a lot of independence. That's a big thing when you're doing a remote internship or research, position, that you have to be able to be independent and do it. And I think we're very lucky to have just complete rock stars right now that all work together. We really do. Yeah, thanks for that. I'm glad that you really enjoy it. And as you know, once you hit research assistant, that at the point you are now, it's all about, as soon as you are splitting mentoring versus working time, so you're now contributing to the whole MCERC mission, that we start to find ways to get you a paid position. So 50-50 is the point. You know, at the beginning, when you're doing your internship and you're doing your research assistant position, we spend a lot of time, and we fully support the time that our faculty puts in to teaching you, which is a lot of hours with all of you combined. And we love it. So that's a reason we do it. But as you kind of evolve to a point where you're contributing, you should get paid for that. And so now you're at the point where the goal is to make sure that you get paid and compensated for the amount of work that you put in as you keep growing, as we keep teaching you new things. So there's an evolution in that, and the grant writing comes into that. We show you how science really works. How a lot of times you have to generate your own income, but we work with you. We don't just throw you out there and say, okay,
yeah,
I have to do it. So that's a really important point to say, let's give you some really good skills, but you go from being mentored 110%. I mean, we really spent a lot of time, I think, at the beginning to match you up, get you involved, get you some really solid skills that you can put on your CV or your resume, and then evolve to where you're a big contributing member of the team. And it's pretty exciting to watch everybody grow. So hopefully this will let people know, send in an application, get on the website, get to the Education Hub, put your application in, take the time to write a good letter of interest that says, what do you want to get out of this? So that we can determine whether or not you're a good match for what we do. And as long as you have a computer and internet, we can really make this work well. We're pretty good at this now, I think. And internships are just so hard to come by right now in the field that I'm really glad that we have been able to evolve this and make it something really valuable. Yeah, good stuff. Okay, well, thanks for giving me the chance to do this and let people know the breadth of the opportunities that we have here. We didn't really touch on many, just hopefully give an idea that there are many, and see who decides they want to step into our world for a little bit.
You heard it from our very own Dr. MacKay herself. Send in your applications, and all the links will be linked down below, and we hope to read them all soon, and we'll see you in the next video.